I'm back with the emotive titles to get you interested in watching my videos. Today, we are talking about how passing is stupid. And you might be thinking, it's not stupid because I want to pass. You're right. Passing as a concept makes complete sense, but also it doesn't and it's gross. We're more talking about the actual word and the meaning behind it and how that gets kind of weird the further into your transition you are, and it makes less and less sense. I look a bit weird, and it's because my face is swollen. I'm not wearing makeup just to make sure that it heals properly. I'm pretty open about any kind of treatments, or like if I was to have surgeries, I would be open about it. Because I like to create a realistic view of like what just HRT can do or just genetics can do. And I talk about the only thing that I've had done is lip filler until now. Today, not today, like 4 days ago, I've had face filler and cheek filler. So under my eyes and around my cheeks has been full of goo. I really like it. I'm a little bit swollen, but I love it, and my eyes don't look as sunken anymore. I'm very happy. Although part of the process was having a needle scrape against my cheekbones. Back to the topic of the video. Passing is completely fine. Wanting to pass is completely fine. You know, if that is the desire of your transition, that's great. That's not my issue, because obviously it's what I am going for, you know? I'm very binary. It's important to me. What I mean is just the word passing and how trans women use it to describe each other. So when you think about passing as a term, it means what you think it means: to pass as a woman, to have the effect of looking like a woman. Pass as kind of implies that you are getting away with looking like, not that you are the thing. Like, if you were to say, oh, you pass as a firefighter, that doesn't imply in your brain that the person is actually a firefighter. They just look like one in the moment, or they're convincing you that they are one in this current time. And I get it, and I get why it exists. At the start of your transition, you don't feel like the gender you're transitioning into. You don't feel like you are that, you don't feel like you've earned it. So there is like a real distinction. Like, you may not feel like a woman, but you do look like one right now, and that's good, and that's what you're aiming for. Well done, you know? But the further in you get into your timeline, the less sense that makes. I get it. I get people comment on my videos like,
wow, you passed so well.
Buddy, I'm like 3+ years into my transition. I have taken so much HRT. Yeah, I pass well. I don't know if you experienced this, but I just don't like it. And it really only comes from like other trans women. It comes from our own community. You know, cis people don't compliment me that I'm passing. We've never really had that. They say that I look great or I'm really pretty. I don't get like, oh wow, you pass so well, girly. But I still think, realistically, it only makes sense very early in the journey. It's not something for the whole time. Like I said, if you come up to somebody who's 10... If you come up to somebody who's 10 years into that transition and you're like, wow, you passed so well, that's stupid. If someone has been transitioning longer than their birth gender, somebody is at the door. It's okay, I scared them off with my barking. Arr. I don't remember what I was saying. If someone has been transitioning longer... Right. You know, someone who's 10 years into their transition, they're not passing. They're just living. They are that thing. And I think it's a really harmful thing to keep using, like a harmful term to keep using outside of like the baby trans, like first 2 year mark, because it kind of drags you down. It's like, oh, I'm passing. I'm not the thing. the whole concept is obviously very tricky because passing is complicated. Your gender identity comes from within. It's from your brain decides it. The outside doesn't have to match, and you might not even want it to. But in 2024, that's tough. People kind of suck, and they're very used to the traditional sense. So wanting to pass, or that being a goal, it unfortunately makes a lot of sense. Feeds into that whole like tricking thing, like you're tricking somebody. It's gross. I think it's gross. I think that your goal as a trans person, mostly, like a lot of the time it is to pass. You want to feel passing, to not, to use that word. But what that really means is you want to be a woman. You want to visually, and I assume internally, be a woman, right? And a lot of the time the external is a lot harder than the internal. So I kind of get where the term comes from and why we use it so much. But still, your goal shouldn't be, I want to live my life passing as a woman. Your goal should be, I want to live my life happily as a woman. And that, that makes more sense to me. I feel that I am living life happily as a woman. There's no passing about it. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not wearing any particular feminine clothes. There's nothing that's passing or tricking, or there's no illusion. If you have been transitioning longer than in your, assigned gender at birth, saying like, oh, you passed so well, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's silly. Goofy world, goofy term. But nobody's gonna stop using it. Doesn't matter what I think. But I would like to know your opinion and what you think in the comments. I don't know why I'm asking, because it's YouTube. You will give me your opinion no matter what I want. But I would like to know if, this resonates with anybody, if it actually makes any sense, or if I'm just whinging about something that I don't like. If you don't follow me on Instagram, we are getting a puppy. We are getting a puppy. Puppy pics, go, editor, puppy pics right now, Tank. That's Tank. He is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and he will be with us in 12 days. 12 days from now, there'll be a puppy right here on my lap. I'll hold him up to the camera and he will tell you facts about your transition. Probably. Bye. I'm a little bit too close. That's too close. This is fine. I'm prepared. The desk is overtaking me. I am dying.